Hey, well, welcome. Hey, it's January 2nd, 2017. So the question is, how are you doing on your resolutions? This is Scott Smith, One Unified Strategy, oneunifiedstrategy.com. So it turns out that only between 8 and 10% of people that set resolutions actually keep them. But the interesting statistic is actually that 48% of people who set resolutions don't believe that they'll actually keep them. So one of the questions is why do we choose January 1st to set our resolutions? It might go back to 700 BC when Numa Pompilius added January to the calendar. And January has actually been mistakenly associated with the god of new beginnings, Janus, but actually the word for January, the root in Latin, means door. So maybe we're thinking, leave the old and enter something new. So this is a kind of a time to do that. But we make these self-promises now at this time. And we want to change the way we are. But there's some interesting research that's out there. So one of the things is that when we look out into the future, we see it coming faster than the past. That is to say that 1 year from today, psychologically speaking, feels closer to us than 1 year ago in the past, psychological differences. So this is just the way we experience things. The other thing is that we really underestimate our own rate of change in the future. Now, when we look back over the past 10 years, we'll say we will be fairly accurate in how much we've changed. But as far as what we think we're going to do over the next 10 years, we actually believe that we're not going to change as much as we are, as much we will actually change, because we actually will change significantly, even though we don't think we will. Another thing is that as we look out into the future, there's a dissociation of ourself. That is to say, our future self, we look at as if it was a stranger. We actually don't look at ourselves as being who we are. There was an interesting study actually that went on. And so what they did is they took a mixture of ketchup and soy sauce, because it's really disgusting when you eat it. And it just tastes terrible. So they had people that, and they said, well, if you want to experience this, how much should that person eat? And so they set goals. And so a group of people told that they're being, you're going to set the goal for another person. And then you're going to set the goal for yourself. And if that was an immediate goal that you were going to have to sample that soy sauce and ketchup mixture, and you're going to do that in the near term, you give yourself the minimum, say a little tablespoon or teaspoon worth of that. But the person that was setting the goal for someone else would generally tell them they need to eat like a quarter cup of that mixture to experience it. So when we were setting the goals for someone else, we gave them more of what we didn't want to have. Interesting thing is that when we set goals for ourselves to eat this soy sauce and ketchup mixture out into the future, say a month or 3 or 5, 6 months out in the future, people didn't give themselves the minimum. They didn't give themselves the teaspoon. They gave themselves the quarter cup of the soy sauce and ketchup mixture. So they are actually setting goals as if they were for another person. So this kind of proves the fact that when we look out in the future, we dissociate ourselves and we look at ourselves as another person. So when we're setting resolutions, guess what? We're setting them for someone else. Maybe that's another reason why we don't keep them. But if you do want to set goals, if you do want to make changes, then there's some great research by Gail Matthews out of the Dominican University in California, basically following up on goals. She set up 5 different goals, different groups to test them to see what's going to work the best. But here's the deal, that you will be successful if you have written goals, if you develop an action plan to meet those goals, if they are shared with other people, and this is key, you have to have accountability. So here's the deal. You're coming into 2017. You've got some expectations on yourself. Awesome. Have fun. Get those things. Get yourself ready. I encourage you to start a business. Make that a goal for this year, but don't do it alone. Let's help you set up some structure and accountability and meet those goals of growing or starting your business. We're here for you. Don't dissociate yourself from your future self. Be who you are. Please write down your goals. Determine an action plan to meet those goals. Share those goals with somebody and have them hold you accountable. Have a great and fabulous 2017.